Lunchtime, Ruth chapter 3. And Naomi, her mother-in-law, said to her, "My daughter, should I not seek rest for you, so that it is well with you? And now, is not Boaz, with whose young women you have been, our relative? See, he is winnowing barley tonight at the threshing floor. And you shall bathe and anoint yourself and put your garments on and go down to the threshing floor. Do not make yourself known to the man until he has finished eating and drinking. And it shall be when he lies down that you shall notice the place where he lies, and shall go in and uncover his feet and lie down. And let him make known to you what you should do." And she went down to the threshing floor and did according to all that her mother-in-law commanded her. And Boaz ate and drank, and his heart was glad. And he went to lie down at the end of the heap of grain. And she came softly, uncovered his feet, and laid down. And it came to be at midnight that the man was startled, and turned himself and saw a woman lying at his feet. And he said, "Who are you?" And she answered, "I am Ruth, your female servant. Now you shall spread your covering over your female servant, for you are a redeemer." And she said, "Blessed are you of Jehovah." And he said, "Blessed are you of Jehovah, my daughter, for you have shown more loving commitment at the end than at the beginning, not to go after young men, whether poor or rich. And now, my daughter, do not fear. All that you say I do for you, for all the people of my town know that you are a capable woman. And now it is true that I am your Redeemer. However, there is a Redeemer nearer than I. Stop over tonight, and in the morning it shall be that if he does redeem you, good, let him do it. But if he is not pleased to redeem you, then I shall redeem you. As Jehovah lives, lie down until morning." And she lay down at his feet until morning, and she arose before one could recognize another. And he said, "Let it not be known that the woman came to the threshing floor." And he said, "Bring the shawl that is on you and hold it." So she held it, and he measured 6 measures of barley, and laid it on her, and she went into the city. And when she came to her mother-in-law, she said, "Is that you, my daughter?" And she explained to her all the man had done for her. And she said, "He gave me these 6 measures of barley, for he said to me, 'Do not go empty-handed to your mother-in-law.'" And she said, "Wait, my daughter, until you know how the matter falls, for the man is not going to rest until he has completed the matter this day." And Boaz went up to the gate and sat down there, and see, the Redeemer of whom Boaz had spoken came by. And Boaz said, "Turn aside, so and so, sit down here." And he turned aside and sat down. And he took 10 men of the elders of the city and said, "Sit down here." So they sat down. And then said to the Redeemer, "Naomi, who has come back from the fields of Moab, sold the piece of land which belonged to our brother Elimelech. And I thought that I should disclose it to you, saying, 'Buy it back in the presence of the inhabitants and the elders of my people. If you do redeem it, redeem it. But if you do not redeem it, inform me, so that I know, for there is no one but you to redeem it, and I am next after you." And he said to him, "I redeem it." And Boaz said, "On the day you buy the field from the hand of Naomi, you shall also acquire Ruth the Moabitess, the wife of the dead, to raise up the name of the dead on his inheritance." And the Redeemer said, "I am not able to redeem it for myself, lest I ruin my own inheritance. Redeem my right of redemption for yourself, for I am not able to redeem it." And this was formally done in Israel concerning redeeming and exchange. To confirm every word, one man took off his sandal and gave it to the other, and this was a witness in Israel. So the Redeemer said to Boaz, "Buy it for yourself." Then he took off his sandal. And Boaz said to the elders and to all the people, "You are witnesses this day that I have bought all that was Elimelech's, and all that was Kilion's and Mahlon from the hand of Naomi, and also Ruth the Moabitess, the wife of Mahlon. I have acquired as my wife to raise up the name of the dead on his inheritance, so that the name of the dead should not be cut off from among his brothers, and from the gate of his place. You are witnesses today." And all the people who were at the gate and the elders said, "Witnesses. Jehovah, make the woman who is coming to your house, as Rachel and as Leah, the two who built the house of Israel, and prove your worth in Ephrathah and proclaim the name in Bethlehem. And let your house be like the house of Peretz, whom Tamar bore to Yehudah, of the seed of which Jehovah does give you from this young woman." And Boaz took Ruth, and she became his wife, and he went into her, and Jehovah granted her conception, and she bore a son. And the woman said to Naomi, "Blessed be Jehovah, who has not left you this day without a redeemer, and let his name be proclaimed in Israel. And he shall be to you a restorer of life and a sustainer of your old age. For your daughter-in-law who loves you, who is better to you than 7 sons, has borne him." And Naomi took the child and laid him on her bosom, and became a nurse to him. And the woman, her neighbors, gave him a name, saying, "There is a son born to Naomi," and they called his name Obed. He was the father of Yeshai, the father of David. And this is the genealogy of Peretz. Peretz brought forth Hezron, and Hezron brought forth Ram, and Ram brought forth Aminadab, and Aminadab brought forth Nahshon, and Nahshon brought forth Salmon, and Salmon brought forth Boaz, and Boaz brought forth Obed, and Obed brought forth Yeshai, and Yeshai brought forth David.